Hello guys, what is going on? Welcome back to another video. And in this video, we're gonna be talking about a deck that I feel rather passionately about. We're gonna be talking about Alolan Exeggutor. The reason I am so passionate about this deck is that before the 2019 rotation hit, I thought this was gonna be one of the best decks in the format, and I actually built a deck centering around Shedinja and Alolan Exeggutor, but then ADP was printed and my dreams were ruined. But ever since Sword and Shield came out, a few people have looked at this deck, and I feel like it deserves some justice. I feel like it does still have potential, especially with Quick Ball and things like that. So let's take a look at the deck. So we play a 2-2 line split of Exeggcutes, one Psychic, one Grass. Partially because this has Multiply, so it's the best Grass one, and this one has 50 health, so it has more health and can survive a couple of more things in a couple of more scenarios. We play 4 Dragon Alolan Exeggutors, primarily being the Grass one doesn't really fit in this deck. It doesn't get the bonus damage from Altaria's Fight Song ability, and it just doesn't work. It just doesn't function nearly as well as Alolan Exeggutor. And we do only play one Shuckle, which is really weird. A lot of decks mainly play 2, but I decided one was fine and just decided to add some Viridian Forest just in case we start it or prize it to help give us a chance in the game, because 2 does really sort of clunk up the deck. We play 1 of Mew to help against Mill and against Pikarom, and we play a 1 of Zacian to help us get set up on turn 1. And the most interesting card here that makes this deck viable is the Venusaur and Snivy GX. The Shining Vine ability is extremely strong in this deck. It's basically unlimited gust. It's like having a bunch of great catchers, but even better. Once during your turn, if this Pokemon is your active Pokemon, you may attach a Grass Energy card from your hand to it, and you may switch one of your opponent's bench Pokemon with their active Pokemon. So it's like a free gust if you attach an energy to it. It's really good. Forest Dump 160 for 4 energy. We don't usually use this attack, but in an emergency we can power it up with Shuckle's Energy Drink. Attach 2 basic energy cards from your discard pile to your Pokemon in any way you like. So it is really useful. Shuckle is useful in the Mill matchup as well. In case they start getting rid of your energy, you can recover them using Energy Drink. We play only 2 bikes. Couldn't make room for 4 or 3. Just to improve consistency. 2 Netball to find energy, and your Shuckles, your Snivysaur and your Exeggcutes. 2 Ordinary Rods to recover your energy and Pokemon. 3 Pokemon Communication, because we do play 16 Pokemon, so sizable bit, and more likely than not we will get stuck with Pokemon in our hand, so Pokemon Communication is a really strong search. Quick Ball, 4 Quick Ball, pretty standard in any deck. 4 Switch to help us utilize Venusaur and Snivy's Shining Vine ability as much as we can, and just to pivot around our Alolan Exeggutors as much as possible to help try to deny our opponent any prizes. Viridian Forest to help find our energy. 4 Marnies for Professor's Research. 2 Air Balloons. We don't need 3. 2 is plentiful. 3 Giant Charms, because ADP's Ultimate Ray will no longer one-shot us after they use their overpowered Altered Creation GX attack. So Giant Charm just synergizes really well in this meta. And here we play different types of energy. You can use whichever ones you like, but I would recommend using at least Fire and Grass, because Fire, it's searchable out with Giant Hearth, which is somewhat popular, and you can use it for Heat Factory as well. It's really useful. And the Steel Energy can be recovered using Mount Coronet if you ever do play against a deck playing that. So we're just looking for those scenarios. The rest of the energy doesn't really matter. 7 Grass Energy to help use Shining Vine as much as possible. And yeah, that's the deck, and let's get into some games. Alright guys, so hopping into our first match, we lost the coin flip. Our opponent is going first, and it looks like we will be mulliganing. So let's see what our opponent is playing. 3 mulligans? That's crazy. This hand is looking okay. So, our opponent looks like we are playing against Nuzzle. This matchup, I'm not sure. We might want to use Solar Plant GX, in the end game, to hopefully take some easy prizes, and using Mew to set up some knockouts. And there is an Alolan Exeggutor draw. This is not ideal, getting rid of 2 Alolan Exeggutors, but it is what it is, and it has to be done, unfortunately. So all of our energy is here. We have 3 big charms. We prize 3 Marnies. What in the world? 4 switches. All Acro Bikes. I don't know what else we really prize. It's just a feeling you get. 2 Grass Energy. And 1 other random thing, I suppose. Here we will first squeeze, get rid of fire, electric, and steel. That's fine. Actually, water, just in case they have something. We can utilize electric energy for something. Not really sure what though. So here we will discard those energies. We will attach Air Balloon to Swablu, and here we will research and hope for the best. There is a big charm. There's an Alolan Exeggutor. Viridian Forest is gonna help us out a good bit. We're gonna get out a Grass Energy, attach it to Exeggcute, retreat into Shuckle, and just pass the turn for us. So I'm not really sure if our opponent, and there's the retreat to the Pachirisu. Ideally, our opponent actually doesn't really want to go first. I don't know why they would go first. Doesn't feel like the right move for them. So here they are just starting to use a Snuggly Generator. So here we actually do have a free 3 prize cards, technically, on the Emolgas, if they do decide to bench anymore. So there is the Raichu from our opponent. I'm sorry if the audio is a bit staticky right now. I do have some background noise. So there is the Smuggly Generator, getting out a bunch of energy for our opponent. It's fine with us. And here we will evolve into a Alolan Exeggutor. And ideally for us, our opponent will hopefully with the attack. That would really be good for us. Yeah. So here we will just switch into Alolan Exeggutor. It's use it or lose it, so it's fine. And here we will research. We do find an Altaria. It's good. We do find Alolan Exeggutor, and we will bench Mew just in case our opponent does play that Dedenne, which allows them to snipe the bench. We do want to protect ourselves from that, so here we will Viridian Forest away that Pokemon Communication to get an electric energy. Quick Ball away the electric energy. Oh, our Snivysaur is prized. Good thing we are taking prizes right now, but we do want to draw that as soon as possible. So we will attach to a Alolan Exeggutor and just start swinging. 140 damage. It is, so 20, 40, 60, 80. It is technically, I believe, impossible for our opponent to take a knockout. They could have Coco Prism Star, but I think even with Coco Prism Star, it's still not possible. There's Coco Prism Star, as we were just talking about. So here it will be 20, 40, 60, 80, 100, 120, 140, 150 damage, but that's not going to be enough. 20, 40, 60, 80, 101. No, 170. Yes. With the added attachment for turn. So our opponent is looking like they are setting up pretty well. So let's just see what they have in store for us. They could be playing the Reshiram. That would be something that we would have to get around. It would one shot our Snivysaur, so that would be unfortunate. And again, our end game is using Mew, using Shuckle's energy drink, Mew Psi Power to set up knockouts on our opponent's Pokemon. That is our ideal end game, and we do just really need to draw this Snivysaur off the prize cards as soon as possible. There's the Tapu Koko, Prism Star, Danger of the Ancients. There's Nuzzly Generator getting out a Pikachu. And the one thing that is preventing me from playing this Nuzzle deck is that it sort of just gets bodies by ADPization. You preferably want to go second. They're just going into Pachirisu, which I guess is the right move for our opponent because they aren't one-shotting this anyways, and they just do want to spread more energy. So well played to our opponent, definitely. So here, do we want an Ordinary Rod? I think we do. So here we will Viridian Forest away this Grass Energy because we can get it back anyways using Ordinary Rod. We will attach to Exeggcute, and we do want to do both. We will shuffle back both Alolan Exeggutors, and we are just really winning this prize trade right now. So it is looking good for us. We do want to dig for more energy, or Big Charms. We'll take that too. And it looks like we are stuck with no draw supporter, but that is fine for a while. And here we're just going to Tropical Shake, knock out our opponent's Pachirisu, and take a prize card. It is a Grass Energy, which is fine, but we do need to find that Snivysaur as soon as possible. So here 20, 40, 60, 80, 100, 120, 140, 160. So here our opponent will be knocking us out, as expected. We are in the lead of the prize trade, but things can get very questionable if we do not draw into a draw supporter soon. So here our opponent looking set up pretty well right now. There is a Pikachu bench, just fine with us. And let's just see what our opponent has going for them this turn. There's a research. They do get rid of a Pokemon catcher, which is pretty good news for us. They do find another Raichu, pretty expected. And they just have a lot of energy on board. So 20, 40, 60, 80, 100, 120, 140, 160, 180, 200, 220. So they are hitting us hard right now. So once we remove this from play, they still do have knockout on our Alolan Exeggutor, which is rather unfortunate. We do just want to grab. Do we want to? No, Zacian's can give them 2 prize cards, which is not what we want to do. So here we will just grab another egg. We're gonna take the research. That is a tough discard. So we do want to find our other Ordinary Rod as soon as possible to recover our Alolan Exeggutors. There's the other Ordinary Rod, which is really good. Here, Air Balloon doesn't really need to go anywhere. We won a Viridian Forest, just to thin out the deck as much as possible. Again, we're stuck with no draw supporter. A bit unfortunate. We do only have 2 left in the deck. It does look like we are running out of energy, but we do have. So here we have 1 energy, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Looks like we do have 1 energy left in the prize cards. That is good for us. And here we just Tropical Shake for the knockout. And yeah, Snivysaur, please. No, it is a Marnie. That is okay, I suppose. And let's see what they do promote the Raichu without the Vitality Band, I feel like they definitely should have promoted the Emolga due to the fact it does have free retreat. Always do that if you're playing the Nuzzle deck, guys. Promote the Emolga unless your opponent plays Absol. Just gives you a lot more options. And here there's the Ordinary Rod from our opponent. Shuffling back in some Pokemon and energy cards. Fine with us. There's some more energy. And they do play the Lysander Labs. So do we have another Viridian Forest in deck? We do. That's pretty good for us. That we do have another Stadium. Hopefully it's not prized. I didn't check for that. I'm pretty sure it's not. So here they will just be knocking us out. And ideally here, we find our Snivysaur off the prize cards. That would be very good for us. So here we will Marnie our opponent. There's the Viridian Forest, which is good for us. It forces our opponent to attach an extra energy. We will play it. We will get rid of Quick Ball here. Grab an energy out of the deck just to shuffle it. Play the Acro Bike. We want an Ordinary Rod. There's the Ordinary Rod. Good for us. And we do want to play it right now, I believe. Yes. So we will do both. We will get back in Alolan Exeggutor. And I'm not sure if we actually need any. I guess we get back to Alolan Exeggutors to increase the chance of us hitting it. That makes sense, I hope. And we shuffle back into Grass Energies. That's fine with us. And here, we really need something good off the prize card. So here we're just gonna swing into our opponent's Raichu. Snivysaur, please. No, it is just a Grass Energy. So here we do need a Miracle off the top decks by the looks of it. There's an energy switch from our opponent. I really do like the Lysander Labs in our opponent's deck because it does give them the edge in the Malamar matchup. It helps a lot. There's a stand from our opponent. Our hand wasn't that strong. Let's see if we do get a draw supporter. We do get an Alolan Exeggutor, which is pretty good. I won't lie. There's a Nuzly Gathering for an Emolga. Another Nuzly Gathering. And if our opponent does not play the Reshiram, we do sort of just we are sort of out of attackers, so we do need to use Mew sometime. Altaria only hits for 40, so we really need to draw Snivysaur off the prizes. If we don't, we might just take an L to our opponent's Nuzzle deck. They will be swinging into us for 200 damage. We just promote the Altaria and see what we draw. It is a Grass Energy. This really worries me. Attached to Shuckle, I think is fine. Yeah. So here we will go into Alolan Exeggutor and please give us. We really need that Snivysaur, or otherwise I think we do just lose. And it is a Snivysaur, so we have a chance here as long as they do not get a Gust and Knockout on our Snivysaur. We can use Energy Drink to power it up. Use Psi Power to set up these Emolgas for knockouts, and yeah, that will just hopefully be game. Let's see if our opponent plays anything sneaky. Looks like it will just be that powerful Spark from our opponent. There's a Research Draw that is pretty good. So we will bench Venusaur and Snivy. We will research here. Drawing some cards. So we will attach Air Balloon. That's fine. So it looks like we're gonna hope they don't play Mew here. And we're do we gust something up? I guess we gust up the Pachirisu 20, 40, 60, 80, 100, 120, 140, 160, 180, 190, so they aren't hitting us too hard right now. So here we will just go into the Shuckle here. Attach to Venusaur and Snivy. Use Energy Drink to attach these two grass energies to our Venusaur and Snivy. And it does look like we have to hope they don't hit any heads on their catchers if they play more than one, which I'm pretty sure they do. This is looking like it's going to be a close game. Yeah. Pretty sure our last prize card is an Alolan Exeggutor. There's an attachment for their turn. So ideally here, because they are down to 2 prize cards, we have to tank a turn using Venusaur and Snivy by GXing and then going into Mew to finish off the game. There's a research from our opponent said it looks like they are digging for something. What are they digging for? Probably a Pokemon catcher. We have to hope they hit tails. There's the Pokemon catcher, and it is heads. So, actually this is fine because we do just switch into Mew and start spreading damage. So as long as they do not hit heads under, there's a stamp that is fine by us. There's a Marnie, even better. So here we do just want to go into Mew, spread damage, and just hope they don't have another Pokemon catcher, or a great catcher. That would be really bad for us. So let's see what our opponent's going to do. There's the powerful Spark. That is fine with us. There's an Alolan Exeggutor. So here we will Viridian Forest to grab a grass energy, attach it to Mew, and retreat. We will Marnie just to draw some cards and limit our opponent's hand size from 5 to 4. Not really a big deal, but they could whiff the catcher, possibly, miraculously. And we will just Psi Power, just put 1 here, 2 there, it's fine. And here we just have to hope our opponent does not bench a Mew, play a catcher, hit heads, or play great catcher. This game's gonna be really close. I really appreciate that our opponent is playing an off-meta deck instead of the normal ADP Zacian. Yeah, this game's been really close. I feel like our opponent definitely should have gone second, however, with this Nuzzle deck. Definitely it feels like the go-to play, and our opponent is not playing anything. So I feel like we might have this game in the bag. There's the Nuzzle from our opponent, hoping to buy some time and deck us out. Definitely well played to our opponent. We have the switch in hand. We do have the energy. And it is going to be the Solar Plant GX for game. Good game to our opponent. They played well. And that's going to be the game. And I'll catch you guys in the next one. Alright guys, so that is going to do it for today's video. On one of my favorite decks in the format, I believe that Max showed off its power, its consistency, and its ability to set up. I think this deck has a lot of potential, and if you guys want me to play some more games with this deck, let me know in the comments below. And if you're new, please like and subscribe, really helps the channel. And yeah, deck list will be in the description. And yeah, thanks for watching guys, and see you guys next time. Peace.